The time is just gone 21 minutes past 8 a.m. and we started this morning following up on the issue of Hajj refunds, and that is for Hajj 2020. And this morning we are providing some advice to Hujaaj on how to get refunded legally. And we are joined by a brother and attorney of law. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my brother Inayat, and to all your listeners. How are you
Yes,
doing this morning?
Alhamdulillah, Jummah Mubarak to you, and shukran for joining us this morning. Wonderful that you're able to join us.
Jazakallah khairan. I really appreciate, and it's an honor for me to be on your show.
Yes, now I know you have been following the issues surrounding the Hajis and the Hajj refunds. And yesterday, when we spoke briefly about it, this is obviously of concern to you, of major concern to you.
Yes, of course. The issue of Hajj and the Hujaaj has always been close to my heart. These are the guests of Allah and deserve the respect and assistance of all of us. No one can dispute that, of course. I was appalled at the plight of the Hujaaj, as described on your show. What appears to be central, common denominator in all of these cases is the tour operators' apparent failure to return the deposits belonging to the Hujaaj. And with one case in point, the lady that you had on your show previously, there were 10 deposits or 15 deposits of 10,000 rand each, one in which I believe falls within the jurisdiction of the small claims court. Now, many years ago, in 1984, the government saw a need to simplify the legal process in respect of certain small, relatively minor legal claims. At the moment, that is 20,000 rand and less, the ceiling for the small claims court, with a few exceptions here and there. I believe that the Hujaaj, as has been described on your show, would have a claim that one could exercise and take to the small claims court quite easily, simply, and it needn't take too long. It's not that complicated at all. The process to follow, yeah.
Yes, I think what you say is very important, because I think this was one of the concerns that was raised, and I actually saw some of the comments come through after we had spoken to the lady, where she was talking about, they were concerned about expensive litigation. So I think what you're saying is makes a lot of sense. And also, if you could then, I know you were going to talk about the process, so possibly just to provide some advice to people, in terms of what process they need to follow.
Okay. The process is publicly available online. It's very simple. It starts off with a letter of demand. The basic template of the letter of demand is available online. I can forward you a copy of that if necessary. So the letter of demand contains a 14-day period in which the person whom the demand is sent to has to respond. If there's a failure to respond within that 14-day period, the claimant would then go to the small claims court, fill in a few rudimentary forms, and have a summons issued. And then that would, it takes about 2 to 3 months before court date is finalized. That goes to a court, and the procedure would then be very simple, no or very few formalities. They would have a commissioner sit in the matter, and he would then make a decision. The decision that he makes carries the same weight as any other court order, and has to be respected and is enforceable.
Right. So they wouldn't need a lawyer to basically, take care of this process, or to, do any completion of documents or anything of that sort. So there is no need for a lawyer.
Not in the least. In fact, legal representation is not allowed at the small claims court under any circumstances.
Yes, in fact, I think this is absolutely important, and we just need to reiterate that these are claims, as you said, possibly in a few other circumstances, but there is a ceiling of 20,000 rand.
Yes, of course. So the sister had a claim of 10,000 rand, which wasn't refunded. So she'd fall within that jurisdiction, and all other 14 other family members, all of them, their claims would be 10,000 rand each. So they well within that limit. I'm not aware of, I don't know what the claims are in respect of all the other Hujaaj, but if it's under 20,000 rand, it's definitely within that limit. The Act also makes provision for them to forfeit part of the claim. So if they feel, if the claim is 21,000 rand, for example, and they feel, you know what, I'm going to forfeit the 21,000, abandon that, or the 1,000 rand, and just go for the 20, that's also possible. And it's also an idea to look at.
Yes. So all those family members, like the sister mentioned, that there were 10 family members, each one of them would have to file this claim on their own.
Correct. However, nothing stops the sister. Presumably, all of them would have went to one operator. I think they did in the circumstances. So, in theory, yes, but nothing stops them from filling out one form and just changing the names 14 times.
Right. Now, also, I think what is important to understand is you said that this process could take up to about 3 months. Once the court makes the order, and say, for instance, the Hajj operator is now ordered, obviously, to pay in terms of the order that the court has basically, or the commissioner has basically granted. As far as timing is concerned, timelines, as far as paying money is concerned, is there, a set time limit within which that the operator needs to make good with the refund?
The court would make an order with regard to that, and failure to comply with any payment, as what the normal case would be, an execution process would follow. So the operator could be called into court for a financial investigation into what their situation is like, or movable or immovable property could be executed against belonging to that particular operator. All the normal options are available to the claimant.
Yes, and just going online, as far as the information is concerned, the information, I suppose, is pretty clear. So somebody can go online, read up about the small claims court, and in terms of how the process is concerned. And, it's quite I would say relatively, it's quite an easy process.
Yes, of course, it's extremely simple. So it's definitely some process that the Hujaaj can follow with relative ease and without any guidance from attorneys and so on.
Yes, but obviously it will require some sort of supporting information, proof, documentation, contracts that have been signed with the operator. So all of that, they need to make absolutely sure that that is in place as well.
Yes, all of those things should be attached to the correspondence, the letters of demand that's sent to the operator, for him obviously to have a fair time and an opportunity to comment.
What happens if the operator doesn't comment or doesn't respond?
would give rise to a default judgment if he doesn't come to the hearing. So
okay.
yeah.
Obviously, that's obviously pretty clear now at this point in time. And Jazakallah to you so much for obviously coming on and talking to us this morning and providing that guidance and that advice, because I think there are many people who are not aware of this avenue that they could pursue in terms of getting their refunds back. So alhamdulillah, it's very, very useful advice that's come through this morning, and we wish you well. We say Jazakallah khairan so much to you for coming on and talking to us this morning here on Salam Media. We wish you all the best, inshallah.
Jazakallah khairan for the opportunity, and all the best to you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and have yourself a wonderful and inspirational Jummah, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair.
Yes, that was advice that was given to the Hujaaj, and we know this has been a major talking point. And yeah, you have it. You have got an option through the small claims court, and as the brother had mentioned, that it's a relatively easy process. So you can go on, you can read up about the small claims court, you can read up about the process, you can also read up about what you need to do. So Sister Anisa Ali, who came on the other day and spoke to us, and I've seen the comments come through on Facebook where many people had commented about litigation, about the cost of litigation, and they don't have the money to go ahead. But here we have it. If you have got a claim that has a ceiling of 20,000 Rand or below that, you can obviously go ahead and you can pursue this opportunity of going through the small claims court. The time is just gone, 8:33 a.m. We're going to go for an air break.